You got me looking at my watch every minute.
What's good, girl? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a story time about the time I was I was in a relationship with a guy for like a year and a bit, and this is about the time I showed up to his other girlfriend's house and caught him there too. At this time I thought that, well, I believed that I was the girlfriend and she might have been the side chick, but now that I've grown up I kind of feel like it might have been the other way around at that point. I'm not saying that I wasn't the girlfriend ever, but I feel like at that point when I caught them I might have been the side chick. Okay, so where do we start? Just a disclaimer, I'm going to try and do this video as fast as I can because I don't want to keep you here all night. But yeah, the disclaimer is me and this guy have not been together for years now, like years. We are actually cool now, so like I don't feel like if I bring this out he's gonna be feeling some type of way. I don't even feel like he's watching my things like that. It's just like he's doing whatever he's doing, I'm doing whatever I'm doing, do you know what I mean? But I don't feel like he would mind like that. Like it's not gonna be that, it's not gonna take it that deep. Like this was years ago in my teens, and we've both moved on. I have forgiven him for this, so I'm not out to start up more trouble or whatever. Like I've forgiven him, it's done. He did what it did, it made me stronger as a person, and you know, you live and you learn, you know what I'm saying? You just live and you learn. So right, let's just get right into the video. So when I was about, how old was I? When I was about 17, 18, I was about 17, I met this guy, and we was just kicking it. Like I used to hang around with like a lot of guys because girls just was not for me. Like I just couldn't deal with the whole bitchiness, and yeah, like guys was more on my level. Like I didn't have to deal with all that girly girl bitchiness, do you know what I mean? You know, if you're a girl and you've got girlfriends, you probably know what I'm talking about. Unless they're actually real girls, then that's cool, but yeah. Anyway, he was like, I was rolling around with these guys, and obviously my two main girls, which would be my sister and another girl. So around that time we would all go out and meet up and stuff all together as a big crowd. And I remember meeting this guy. He was new to the crowd. Like it was like, who's this new guy? But obviously it was one of their friends, one of our guy friends, like from way back or something like that. Anyway, he was just in this crowd and we just started talking and stuff. Like we was all good and that. Like when I say that I used to hang around with guys, these guys would be like my bros. Like we wouldn't be going there with them. It's just one of them ones, you know what I mean? But obviously this guy was new to the crowd, and like I was kind of like feeling him, you know what I mean? As you do. So we started talking and whatnot. Further in, long story short a little bit, we started going out. So we started going out. I feel like we rushed it, because if we didn't rush it the way we did, I might have gotten to know him just a little bit more to know that what I'm going to tell you next would have happened. Right, so yeah, we was together, and then for almost a year and a bit, everything was blessed. We were so good together. Like the relationship was good. Like even to this day he would probably say the same thing. Like he's always said the same thing anyway, so like I feel like we was on the same level. But I feel like at the time that we got together he was going through some things, and I was too young to kind of help him in that part of his life. So me growing up as a black girl, black parents, a lot of things wasn't allowed. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of things was not allowed, and I was a very good girl. I still am, but I was a very good girl. So like I was not sleeping out with anybody. Like I was still a virgin and all that malarkey, whatever you want to call it. I just wasn't about that life. So I'm not saying that that's what he wanted from me, but he wanted something else, which I'm gonna get to. And I couldn't really offer him that because, like I said, I was coming from a strict family. Like, not too strict, but I knew my place. I knew not to go too far with my mom and my dad. Like, I just knew not to go there, just out of respect, do you know what I mean? Yeah, there might have been a time in his life where he needed somewhere to stay. He was having problems with his mom or something. He needed somewhere to stay. He was having problems at home or something like that. And I remember him saying to me that he was staying at his father's house, like a bit, like about 10 miles away from where I was. And I just thought, okay, cool. I thought that he was okay, but it turns out in the long run he wasn't. When I was going out with him, we would always like just meet up and stuff after college or whatever. By this time I was about 18, because this was like my second year in college. Was I about 18? Or was I coming 18? I think I was coming 18. Yeah. Anyway, we'd meet up after college and stuff, and you know, just chill with each other, go out, like go for something to eat, go and watch a movie, go bowling or whatever, just little things like that. I remember one time like he came and met me after college, but I finished college like really early, and I remember him saying I need to go back home and get something. So I was like, okay. At this point I never really went to his house because I knew that he had like problems at home and stuff, so I didn't really want to go back to his, I didn't really want to go in the house. Like, I don't think I was ready to meet his mom like that yet, so I just like stayed my distance. I legit like wait down the bottom of his road, like, you know, all of that. Like, I just couldn't bother. One time we've gone there, like this time I was with another good friend of mine at the time. At this point we're waiting at the bottom of the road, like we're walking towards like his house, but like his house was like on a hill, so it was like at the bottom of the hill, and he was like, wait, and we was like, what? And he was like, wait there a sec, is that who I think it is? So I'm like, what? Like, at this point I couldn't really see what he was seeing, but obviously he knows what he's seeing. And he's like, wait there a sec, let me just go and see why is she at my house? Why is she at my house? And I'm like, what do you mean, who? And he's like, my ex. And obviously I've known about this girl, like he's told me about her and whatnot, so I kind of knew a little bit about her. She was kind of younger than us, about a year and a half younger than us, something like that. Yeah, she showed up at his house for some reason, and she said that it was to drop off some things for him, but I guess, I don't know, like, whatever. So she's came down and she's cussing. I've just came to, I don't know if she came for her stuff or she came to drop off something. I can't remember, it was so far back, but it was something along them lines, and I was just like, seeing whatever. At this point my friend was just like, do you want me to smash her face in, because she's taking it a little bit too far. Like, she was like shouting and stuff and pointing at me and stuff, like, is this your girl, is this your new girlfriend, this, that and the other, and I was just like blanking it out, because I'm not about all that commotion, I'm not about fighting over man and stuff. Like, that is how I was, like, I was. Let me just get to that bit. So my friend was like, nah, I will just bang her in her face, like, it's not that deep, like, you know, it's just not that deep. So I'll just bang her in her face and do like, do you want me to sort her out? Do you want me to sort her out? I'm like, just calm, it's cool. He would deal with her, because I know that he would deal with her. Like, he would put her in her place and tell her just go, like, just leave us alone. So that happened, she went, and I was like, what was she doing, this, that and the other. He explained, it was just something minor, but I was just like, couldn't she have told you that she's coming to the house, this, that and the other. Saying that I don't think she could get through to him, so that's why she just showed up at his house. And I was like, she can't be doing the things like, you've got a new girlfriend, do you know what I mean? Like, setting the pace, like, don't take the mick, do you know what I mean? Long story short, a few months after, I was starting to see and feel a little bit of things going on, and I was like very cautious about this girl. And I was like, you know when you start adding two and two up, like, I was just adding a lot of things up, and I was like, there's something funny going on. And I remember talking to like my friends and my sister and stuff, and it was like, yeah, like, we all just sat down. I think it was all out together. They all know who he was, and they all felt like he was kind of like the player type, but me personally, I just felt like, nah, he ain't like that. But I feel like in the position that he's in right now, he probably would go down that road. I don't know. So anyway, I was talking to my friends, and it was like, okay, let's do a little bit of research. You know when the girls go on to their like detective investigation You know we don't play with our investigation, because when we need to find something out, we will find it out. No questions asked, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, we will find it out. So at this point, it was MySpace days. Facebook wasn't about them times, it was MySpace days. So I would look and we'd be sitting there and we'd just be preying her profile. And I remember like seeing a picture that he had posted recently, and it was a picture where like there's a background that looked familiar to me, and I was like, it was like a wallpaper behind him that looked very, very familiar, and I was like, I couldn't really say nothing at this point because I couldn't remember what the wallpaper and stuff was like in his house, and I didn't really want to remember like that. But at the same time, this wallpaper was very familiar, and I was just like, where have I seen this wallpaper from? Anyway, we've clicked on her page. Let's just call his ex Sarah. We've clicked on Sarah's page. She had a picture with the same background in it, and I was just like, but you've been with me for almost a year now, like, what are you doing there if you're not with her no more? At this point, I'm starting to think, okay, I'm in like a full long time relationship, not very long, but at a young age it was very, very long to me. Now Sarah, obviously, Sarah was a white girl, my ex was a black guy, I'm also black. No shade, no nothing about that, I'm just letting you know a little bit so you can look into the story a little bit.